Hello and welcome to your Wellbeing RX. In this full body stretch, we'll begin standing and end seated, moving from more energy to ease. You'll need a sturdy chair for balance support and to sit in at the end, plus a towel or a blanket for some focused footwork. We'll explore flexibility, balance, and the connection between your feet, your breath, and your entire body. Let's begin with the feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And we'll inhale, bending the knees slightly, roll the shoulders forward and up, and exhale, drop them back and down. Just let them relax down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Notice any tension in your shoulders. Shrug and release. Maybe tension in your neck or upper back. All right, I'm gonna widen my stance a bit, bracing my core, belly button in and up, and then a nice bracing as I rotate in the hips. And this is a great way to assess how you're feeling right now. So how do your hips feel? How does your back feel as you kind of move through range? Your hips like these circles. Make sure throughout this stretch, let's reverse, and I'm gonna add wrist rotation. So make sure as you move through this stretch that everything feels good. There's no pain involved. Come to center, roll the shoulders back and down. And then I'm gonna open my stance even wider, shifting side to side, supporting. Inhale, center, and exhale, shift. So I'm keeping my knee over my foot. And let me show you, as I go side to side, I'm shifting my hip back and coming to center and then shifting back to find comfort in my knee. I'm gonna do that one more time, side to side. And then heel toe, maybe in about halfway. And then let's rotate, tapping the hips. You can start to rotate, pivot, one heel comes up off the floor. So we're getting ready to work into more flexibility and even mobility. Maybe one more time each side. And then come back to center. Roll those shoulders back and down. And then inhale the arms up and out to the sides. You can make goalpost arms. And squeeze the shoulder blades together. And let's come to center. So try that again. Open. Shoulder blades squeeze, shoulders down, reach out, in, and center. We'll do that 2 more times, feeling the chest open, reach out, in, and center. As your head back or your shoulders relaxed. It's easy to clench the upper body. So try and find a little release, back to center, and then we'll release our arms down. Let's come a little further in. And then just give me a few shrugs here. Let's take the right arm up and down. So it's your pain-free range. Try that again on the right. Reach up and then push back with the palm forward. Palm front, palm forward. And then let's turn this into a little rotation. Reach up, like you're back stroking, and look behind you. Maybe one more time. Pain-free range, you can bend your elbow. And then come back to center. Reset, goalpost arms. This time we'll reach up and out and then in towards the back body. So we're reaching up and out, and then we'll pull back and in. Let's do that one more time. And then releasing. Left arm comes up and down. Try it again. This time we'll add the palm forward, and then the palm continues to stay forward as it reaches back. Let's do that a couple more times. You might find a little more range each time. Really reach back. And this time, bent elbow or straight arm, and we're gonna allow the waist and the hips to rotate. Look behind you. One more. All right, bring your hands next to your hips like you're holding a ball. Let's open out and look over the right shoulder. Come back to center, hold that ball, and then open out left. Squeeze those shoulder blades and feel that movement. Open out side to side as you drop your shoulders in your back. Your knees are slightly bent. Open, release, and then swim the arms back. You can put your hands in your back pockets, or you can clasp your hands and lift. Nod your head, yes. And then let's go nose side to side. Releasing the arms, just shake them out. And then look over your right shoulder, give yourself a couple nods, unclench your jaw, and then roll the chin towards the chest and then towards the left shoulder, side to side. Notice how your neck is feeling. And up at the left side, and then nod your head twice. Bring the head back to center. That's it. And then you can tip the right ear towards the right shoulder, reaching the left arm out. Take a couple breaths here. You can support the head if this doesn't feel fabulous. Now move the nose forward an inch, and then move the head back an inch. And find that optimal stretch. Center, and then help your head back up. Nod your head yes, and then a little no. All right, we are releasing tension in the neck and the shoulders, reaching out. Remember, you can support if you'd like. Take a few breaths here. And then maybe bring your nose forward an inch and notice the stretch in the back of the neck. And then bring it back. And notice in the front of the neck, where does that stretch need to be right now? Center. And help yourself back up. Shrug the shoulders and press them back and down gently. And then make a fist and open. Really spread your fingers wide. Let's do that 2 more times. Give yourself a hug, right arm on top. And you can rotate a bit side to side, and then we'll lift and open out, elbows to the back body. That's it. Left arm on top, give yourself a hug, rotate, lift, and out. Now take this right hand up and pat yourself on the back. You can lift that elbow high, but find room between your armpit and your hip. You might like a wider stance. You might like a narrower stance. So if you're taking that stance narrow, you can take your right foot behind and lift and get a little bit more through the waist and hip. You can even reach up and then reach over. Brace your core. Make sure this feels good and supported. And then come back to center. And we'll try the other side. So start wide, lift up. Pat yourself on the back. Find perfect range of motion here. So your shoulder feels fabulous. If you want to step in, you can. If you want to cross and lift, you can find more room in your rib cage to breathe. Support. And then if you like, reach up and over. It's a great kind of luxurious side stretch. We don't think much about the sides. And then release and come back to center. And we'll do a bit of a cat-cow. I'm gonna start using my chair now. So I'm placing my hands on the chair back and bending my knees. And from here, I'll do a cat-cow. So rounding the back, hollowing the belly, and then lift the tailbone and arch the back. So rounding, really brace your core, and then lift your tailbone, lift your chest, and look at your chair seat. Let's try that one more time. Come to neutral spine, and then come all the way back up. And I will step my left foot back. I'm mirroring you. So I'm going to step my left foot back. My right foot is forward. And then all I'm going to do is push my heel down and up. So we're going to start with some foot and heel here, and we'll explore a little more in the chair. So keep that heel down for just a moment and hinge forward until you feel a nice stretch through your calf, maybe a little bit in your hamstring, but not too much yet. And then bend that back knee, keeping the heel in contact with the floor, and find a nice stretch. Breathe. Come on back up. Lift and step center. Let's do the other side. So right foot steps back, not too far, and then up and down to find some range of motion. And we'll end up with the heel down. Hold for just a moment. You can hinge forward a bit. Just use your chair for support so you can fully and intentionally bend that back knee, pressing in through the heel and through the balls of the feet on the back leg. Breathe. Try to unclench the calf. And then come back up. Let's do a nice kind of option for a standing downward facing dog. So I'm going to focus on hamstrings, but mostly on my range of motion in my shoulders here, since we're all nice and warm. I'll step back. Maybe my stance is as wide as the legs of the chair. And then I keep stepping back until I find this nice stretch through the back of the body. You might find that your ears are above your biceps, or you might bring your ears right next to your biceps, depending on the range of motion in your shoulders. Explore that for just a minute. Slightly bend your knees. If you feel discomfort in your lower back, bend your knees more. But think about this stretch through the entire back side of the body, and then think about range of motion in the shoulders. Settle in and take 3 big breaths here, relaxing through the shoulders, the back body, bending the knees. Maybe one more breath. And with the knees bent, come on up. Now I'm going to step my right foot forward and my left foot back. So from here, you can keep this toe, this left toe on the floor, and we're going to work a little on rotation to reset the hips. So from here, our movement is opening the hips, so we're externally rotating through the right side, and then I'm going to rotate back to parallel and allow this left hip to drop, so a little internal rotation and center. You can stay grounded, or you can lift halfway up, or you can lift even higher up. But support with the chair as little or as much as you'd like. And we'll open out and feel the length, feel the stretch through the hips. Come back to center, parallel, and then we'll drop that hip. We'll just do this 3 times. So you might really feel this opening through the hip. The standing leg is where you're going to get the benefit here. So releasing, I know a lot of us find that we feel stiff through that, the hips and the lower back. There's a lot of connective tissue there. And working through full range is really important with your stretch, but also with your strength training to find mobility, which is kind of the connection between strength, length, flexibility, and stability. Let's come back to center and then shake it out. Let's do the other side. So step back and then find that rotation. So I can do it this way so you can see a little bit better. We'll open out, and I'm not moving. I'm facing the short side of the mat, and I'm not moving my toes in. I'm just opening out as far as my body allows. And then I'm coming to center and allowing the hip to drop. So I'm going to use the wall for support. Lifting as little or as much as you like, and open up so it feels like an airplane, right? And this feels a little like a yoga pose called balancing half moon. And then come to center and then allow that hip to drop. Slow, hold. center, open out. Use your glute, reach, drop to neutral, and then drop past neutral, as long as your hip can tolerate it. And then let's do one more. I know it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And then come back to center, step to center, and pedal your heels. So how are you feeling? I want to get in the chair so that we can get a little more dedicated hip work in and openness through the hamstrings. So I'm going to take the chair. I also have a blanket on my chair here, which I'm going to put to the side for just a moment, because I'm going to use it later. So as you sit in the chair, let's do some internal rotation. So step wide, and we'll just rotate in side to side. After that, hip kind of reset. Notice how your hips feel. And let's take the right knee in and turn to the side. It's great to be able to do a hip flexor stretch from a supported position because you can release into the chair without worrying about balance. Tip and tuck the pelvis, so a posterior tilt and then a little bit of an anterior tilt, and then come to neutral. And you can push down on your feet. Holding onto the chair is a great idea too. So you feel that lift and the squeeze of your back body. So if you, where our focus is the front of the hip flexor group, trying to release tension from there. If you engage the opposing muscle group, in this case, the glutes, your body's just gonna release. So relax, breathe. One more breath. And then if you like, you can hold onto the chair and hinge back at the hip. So extend a bit to find more length through the quad and the hip flexor group, but make sure it feels okay to your back. Embrace your core. And then we'll come back to center. All right, notice how you're feeling right now. You can rotate towards the back of the chair, holding onto the chair, sitting up tall, and then nod your head yes as you face the back of the chair. And then unwind so you're facing the left wall again. We'll step the right foot forward, and this is our time to stretch our hamstrings. So flex and point. We'll flex, press down through the heel just enough for stability, and then hinge forward until you find a stretch through your hamstrings. Take a nice sigh as an exhale and find your pain-free range. And then settle in and breathe. Try to unclench. Make sure your spine is neutral, your head's above your heart. One more big breath. Come back up, and then step this right foot back to center. I'm gonna step it in towards my other foot, and then open and close like a, I don't know, like a butterfly. So you can stay open, you can lift up and open and close. You can just cross the ankles. It's really up to what feels good, but keep your spine neutral. You're facing the corner. Let me face the front so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna stay right here, and then I'm gonna hinge forward and find my hip rotators here and try to unclench them. If you need more, come up on your toe. So you're hinging with the neutral spine. You're lifting up and finding the best stretch. Nodding your head yes, and then a little no. One more sigh. And then come on up. You can cross at the ankle or slide down at the knee. Inhale. And then exhale. Twist to the right. So if you saw me from front on, you would see me twisting to the right side of the room. Back to center, and then step out. Let's hinge forward and find a really nice length through the back of the body. You can nod your head yes. Unclench your jaw You can rotate side to side. Come to center and then draw a circle with your rib cage. And then go the other direction. I know it's not a movement we do a lot, but we're working through these deep stabilizers. Shall we turn to the other side and get the other flexor group? So find that tip and that tuck, find neutral, push down enough to find stability, and then squeeze the back body. So your glutes, you're pushing down a bit, and then relax into this. Just squeeze your glutes. You could hold on to your chair. And releasing the front of the hip, that group, you can hinge back until you find just the right amount of hinge. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. You could say yes or no. And then let's come back up, neutral spine, revolve, rotate towards the chair back without forcing your rotation. And then do some head nods up and down or side to side to release tension. Face that right wall again. Step forward. And we're going to complete our hip series here. Flex and point, and then hinge forward. Find rest, find peace, find length. Breathe to release contraction in the back of your thigh. You can even give yourself a little massage back there to find the muscles. Another breath here. And then come on back up. We'll step this left foot closer to the right. And let me face front so you can see what's going on. So I keep my right foot static. My left foot comes in or across or lifts up, and we do a little open and close. Wherever our foot is, we'll do that open and close. And then inhale, stay open, externally rotate it, and hinge forward until you find a stretch, lifting up on the ball of the foot for more. But if you find your spine rounding, come back up, reset with a neutral spine. And then look at the floor. Breathe. One more breath. Trying to unclench. Come on back up. You can slide down at the ankle and squeeze your thighs together, or slide down high, chest up, and revolve towards the left side of the room. And then come to center and notice how you feel as you hinge forward this last time. Rotate side to side, and let's grab our towel just to finish up. Let's grab the towel from the side and place it in front. So we'll just do a little bit of work in the foot. It'll be quick work, but it's very rewarding. So go ahead and start with your feet on the towel or on the blanket, and you're just gonna curl your toes like you're trying to grab the towel. So grab the towel, pull. That's it. Let's focus on the right side. So keep the foot down, lift the toes, and spread them wide. That's it. Now, if you'd like, you can roll from the pinky toe side to the big toe side. So invert and evert. So here's our inversion, our eversion. And feel that lift and spread of the toes. That's it. Now, if this feels okay, curl your toes. And I'm gonna gently lift my heel so I don't put too much weight here. And then I'm gonna roll side to side. Now, if this doesn't feel good for your toes, just go back to grabbing the blanket or towel. But this can be a nice release for the top of the foot as long as you stay very light. Let's go to the other foot. Spread the toes, roll side to side. as much as you can. Just lift the pinky toe, lift the big toe. You don't need much weight. Center, and then curl your toes under, lift your heel, and find a little movement in the top of your foot. You don't need much, you just need a bare amount of weight. And then center, spread your toes big and wide, and then rock toe to heel. Roll the shoulders back and down, take a few breaths with me, inhale. And exhale, hands either on the chair back or in your back pockets. Just finish off with a nice chest stretch, looking down between your feet. Push down on the floor, rotate your upper arms back. Feel your rib cage expand as you inhale and exhale through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. And then give your body a little shake or a little bounce. As you rest here, notice how your body feels. Grounded, open, and just a little more connected. Stretching is powerful, especially when paired with mindful movement, strength, and stillness. You'll find more ways to move, breathe, and build strength in the videos linked below. And don't forget to grab your free 7-day movement and mindfulness plan while you're there. And until I see you again, stay strong, stay balanced, and stay connected to your community.